Well, I just got done filling the radiator with coolant, and I didn't see or hear any leaks. So I guess you're about to witness the first start since everything's back together. Hopefully there's no water that sprays everywhere. It starts so damn fast. Apparently that coolant sensor works because the light's out. I just got the cap on there loose, that way it'll purge itself of air a little quicker. This thing's a Perkins 354.4, which makes it a DOT4 engine. The 7300 uses a non-DOT, it's just a 6.354. This doesn't rattle nearly as much as the one in the 7300 does. I don't know if it's just because it's not down in a hole like that, or if they did something different and they quieted them up. And I always thought that the whites used a Canadian-built Perkins, but this one's actually got made in England, cast right in the tappet, or stamped right in the tappet cover. It's kind of amazing how quiet this thing is. That's all the bigger the muffler is right there. No funny noises and no leaky, so that's always good. Gotta run it for a little bit and check the hydraulic oil level. Although this doesn't actually run hydraulic oil, it runs automatic transmission fluid, so that's gonna be expensive. It was about a gallon short, but I had to go through and fill the cooler and everything back up, so. Anyway, she's running. Well, I'm gonna have to let that thing sit overnight and check that coolant again because it kept burping air bubbles and going down, so hopefully it'll gravity bleed overnight. But anyway, time to start working on rotary screen assembly, and I'm gonna have to end up making me a puller to get the screen off, because that gap in there, the 3-jaw, doesn't really fit all that great. So I'm gonna make a puller real quick that slides in that collar, and you can actually get some leverage on. So yeah, gonna make a puller real quick and we'll catch you. Well, there's what I come up with. Ain't pretty, but it ought to hopefully be effective. So I guess nothing to it but to do it. Even managed to find a longer 1/2-inch all-thread bolt, which you could use threaded rod for this, but a bolt's going to be harder and the threads are going to hold up better. And now that I don't want it to, this thing is going to spin. But I need to find something to set you on. hopefully it moves. Either it's going to move or my puller's going to break, one of the two. Oh, it's moving. It picked the easier route. Fortunately, I don't think I'm going to have enough bolt, but at least this got it moving. This is a lot nicer. All our damn 3-jaw wanted to do was pop out of that slot. It wouldn't bite. If you looked at how hard I was pulling with that thing, you thought it wasn't going to move at all. I might have enough bolt. It's going to be close. Ooh, it's going to be real close. Oh. Stick something in there to buck up against. I think we'll be all right. Well, that was fairly painless. So, I gotta get that seal off, get the shaft out, get the bearings off because I got new bearings coming. Pulled back off because I gotta get this lever off so I can straighten it, or get the one off of the other rotary screen housing, one of the two. And just clean this thing up, it's kind of scuzzy, so might sand the bottom up. And I got touch-up paint coming, might sand the bottom and get some touch-up paint on that because it's a little crusty. But it's time for me to go and make some dinner, so we will continue this project tomorrow. Well, day 2 of working on this menagerie. I got the rest of the screen assembly all gutted out. There's the shaft and the belt tensioner and the lever that engages the belt on the little drive pulley on the combine. That aluminum drive pulley stressed me out a little bit because it was stuck on the shaft, and I didn't want to just go yanking on it and crack it. But because it's aluminum, you can't just go throwing heat at it. So, luckily I was able to take our mat torch, which is a real low heat, and just kind of kiss it with a flame for 3-4 minutes and bring it up nice and slow. And as you can see, I never even got it hot enough to burn the paint. So luckily it let go and I was able to pull it off without damaging that. That was kind of stressful. And I got that all apart. And this cover right here this goes here. Well, all the bolts that hold that on were broke off, and it was just held on. Well, not all of them. That bolt was still there, and that bolt was still there. And they had a damn 3/8 bolt stuffed in here that wasn't right, because they're just supposed to be quarter 20 panhead screws. But that's all wadded up, so I'm junking that, and I'm going to use the one off the screen I took off the combine because it's good and straight. And unfortunately, when I got that cover off, this was all packed full of shit. And it had rotted out the bottom, as this goes right here. like that. So I had to get out the spot weld cutter and cut all the spot welds. And got that off. This gusset's fine. This one was all rusted. So luckily I got the other screen off the combine, so I'll have to bring that back over because I took it to my house and threw it into my scrap pile because I thought I was done with it. Silly me. I'm going to bring that back and I'll cut this bottom piece off of that and weld it on here. And I guess before I do that, I'll probably go in here and try to wire brush some of this shit so that I can hit it with some touch-up paint. Keep it from rusting any further. This is a little thin right here. There's some holes through it, but I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker. And technically, if I really wanted to, I could cut. Must be. Unfortunately, the damn thing is so rusted out here in the corners, you can't feel the spot welds. And the outsides, yeah, nope, there's one right there. Yeah, so technically, if I really wanted to, I could cut these two spot welds, take that out, and replace it with one off of the other screen frame. But yeah, I don't know. I might do it when I get that over here, because it's kind of thin. So yeah, that's where we're at on that. Like I say, that's junk. But we'll get that welded back in and get some touch-up paint in there so that it doesn't go to shit. And the hard part, well, I'll take that back. This is going to be a little fun trying to dolly that back out, because it's got to be radiused like everything else, because that swings around when it's rotating. And the way these work is you're drawing air in on 3/4 here, and then when that screen comes and rotates past this, it's supposed to cut the suction air off, and all the shit's supposed to fall off before you come back and start drawing air again. That's how that rotary screen's supposed to work. Well, it's really close down through here, and the way that thing's bent, it smacks right here, so that screen can't make a full rotation. So you gotta get that straightened out, but it shouldn't be terrible. So that will be tomorrow's project. So like I say, this stuff today wasn't really worth filming because it was literally just tearing it apart. So tomorrow we will start putting it back together, I hope, and hopefully my parts show up tomorrow. I had to order a couple things. I told them to send it all in one order, so hopefully we will catch y'all tomorrow. Alright, well, I got the wadded up rotary screen frame all gutted. I got the handle off of it and all the stuff that goes back here. And I got to get this bottom plate cut off so that I can weld this onto that one. And I already went through and got it all marked for spot weld cutter. And for anybody that's never done that before, basically, in an ideal world, it's like this one, and you can look and see where all the spot welds are. Don't mind that one. There's another couple rows of spot welds in here because there's a big reinforcing plate where the engagement handle and the idler pulley ride. So this row is what actually holds it on, and you can see there's a spot weld aside from my drill marks. You can see in the paint where there's spot welds down through there. So in an ideal world, you can see them, and if you can't see them, you can usually feel them, and if you can't feel them, well, you're usually screwed and you're hunting and pecking for them. So anyway, first thing you do is you go through and you hit them with a center punch to get you a prick mark. And sometimes that prick mark is enough. Our spot weld cutter, the tip's a little worn out, so what I do is take a drill, but once I find them and prick them with a punch, I can take a drill bit and go through and put a little divot with a drill bit to give it a better, more positive locator or location hole. And then this is what a spot weld cutter looks like. It's like a little hole saw type deal. And you just put that center in that hole and it cuts the spot weld, and you take your piece off. And then the nice thing is you can go through and you reuse the holes that this cuts out to weld it back in with a wire welder. So yeah, that's how that works. And when you're all said and done, you end up with your patch panel. I already wire brushed the inside of it, because when he dumped this thing over, since this whole thing is covered but it's open on top, that whole damn thing filled up with corn, and it's been full of corn and water for a while, and oh my god, that was nasty. It smelled bad like wet corn to begin with, and then I got most of it cleaned out, but there was still that black slimy shit stuck to this that you can't, that is like tar when corn gets wet. And that shit started heating up when I was drilling the spot welds out, and oh my god, that was nasty. So I got this out where I could actually work on it, and I washed it off and then wire brushed it so that I could prime it once I get it welded in. But before I do any welding, I'm going to go in and wire brush this up the best I can to get rid of some of that rust. Ideally, it'd be nice to sandblast it, but I don't feel like taking it clear over to get blasted to come back, and it's just, yeah. Once I get this thing running and working, this whole damn rotary screen might come back apart and get blasted and painted so that it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb on the side of the combine. Although if I wax that thing, I mean, the paint on it's not terrible. If I wax it, it might shine up, so you never know. But anyway, regardless, I'm going to wire brush this before I weld that in there. And got it all clamped in. This one's going to be kind of tricky. They welded it at a different spot on the other one. Actually, on the other one, I wonder if the other one's got a different gusset in it. I think it does. Yeah. That one's different. It's longer. But anyway, I have to back that up so I can fill it in. But I'm just going to start in the center, work one way, and then work back the other. And then I'll do the back last. So, yeah. Hopefully it welds alright. You only got one shot at this. I got her burning a little hot since these holes are going to fill so fast. See what happens. And went through and put a hole in it right off the bat. So, I'm going to have to get something to back that up with. Alright, I got a piece of aluminum I can hold in there to help back that up and be a heat sink. Unfortunately, there's too much shit in the way to just be able to clamp it, so I gotta hold it. Help if I had the wand. Okay, take two. Oh, there we go. Let's do a bud. Neighbor's dog's here. Neighbor's out raking hay. He's been chasing him around the field, so we got a bowl of water back here for him. Old guy's old, but he can still get with it. Damn it. I hate wearing gloves. You can't feel a damn thing. Come on. Do what I want. want you to. Okay, I think we got it. Oh. This is a struggle. What the fuck? Did my ground fall off? Got them both on that one. But you see the process, so just got to do that for the whole thing. And after a little bit of patience and a couple 4-letter words, because the ground was fucking terrible, that's what you end up with. Actually didn't weld that bad. This is the only one that gave me fits. Well, that one and that one, but that one must have had some shit in the hole because it bubbled up on me. And that was the one where I only had half a hole to weld in. And it didn't do... Oh, I gotta knock that out there. Of course it didn't do too bad. There's a hunk of aluminum stuck in there. It pulled up a little bit, but... Yeah. That one's a little shitty. But it's out of the way of anything that's gonna be an issue, so... As long as it looks good on the outside, you ain't ever gonna see the inside. Ooh, that's still kind of toasty. There was, however, must have been a little bit of corn residue left in there because, oh my god, that got rank again. Whew, holy crap. You ain't smelled wet corn until you smelled hot wet corn. Blah. But anyway, do a little cleaning up on this and shoot her with some primer and probably call it good for the day because my box of shit didn't show up and I don't have any paint. And I can't really go putting any guts in it until I get it painted. And I need parts to put guts in it anyhow, so I think we're probably done till tomorrow, because hopefully my shit shows up. Well, unfortunately, I still haven't got any damn parts for my rotary screen, and I'm to the point where I kind of need parts. So, got the dent taken out of this thing yesterday. Where did it go? Right there. Unfortunately, there's a big ass crack in it that runs from here all the way to here where it got smashed in, and Dad and I both tried welding on it and we can't get it. It's too damn thin, and being screen, you don't have a whole lot of metal to work with to begin with, and the minute you strike an arc, you just blow through it. So, and the way the profile is, you can't get anything in there to back it up to hold the weld up. And it's too deep to clamp into anyhow, so probably going to end up, I'll run this one for now, but probably going to end up looking for a different or different screen for it. But that's the least of our problem. First, we got to finish getting the side unsmashed. But since I am not able to put the rotary screen back on, and I want to have something to upload this video tonight, yesterday when I got done doing what I could to the screen with hot parts, I was dinking around with the shifting a little bit to try to figure out why it's stuck in gear, and I took the bolt loose down here where the shift rails are, and that was not the problem. So I took the cable loose down on the transmission. I still couldn't shift it. The cable's froze. I'm hoping it's not froze that bad. So what I'm going to do is pull this thing up where I can actually work on it. 'Cause right now, it's a pain to get to it because I got to jump up and down off the retaining wall. But my hopes are if I get it off or get it pulled out the side of the combine where I could actually pull on it, that I can get it to loosen up. Unfortunately, once those cables stick, it's probably junk. But I'd really like to not have to replace it right at this minute because I have other things on here I'd rather fix and put money into, and those cables can get kind of pricey. So, yeah, my hopes are I can get it pulled out where I can get a punch through it or something and actually have some leverage to yank on it and work it, and possibly get some WD inside of it so that it'll actually move, and at least get it freed up for now, and then maybe next year I can replace both shift cables on it. Come on, unlock. It starts so damn easy. Like, I granted it's warm outside, but I mean it starts stupid fucking easy. And I just finished topping off the coolant, so should be good there. I wonder if this light works. That light works, holy shit. This is such a nice machine. It'd be nice if it wasn't rolled over. If you see more, we'll set that down. I'm gonna get the cab isn't necessarily gonna spoil me a whole lot, but I'm gonna get spoiled with this hydro. I love this. The hydro cable's a little stiff too, but I'm hoping that working that will free it up. I have to move that mirror out. You can't see shit. Well, you can see the side of the combine. It's gonna take some used to getting to the gonna take some getting used to the fact that I got 8 foot of combine on this side and I'm sitting on this side. That's gonna be a little different. That ought to do her. Sure. And there she be. Okay, so This shift cable was froze. I got it freed up. This is not the cable for second gear, which it was stuck in. So, but this cable was out of adjustment, so I took it apart anyway and just made sure it was free. This one's been replaced at some point, and ironically, this is the one that's in the worst shape of the two. This is an original one, and up there behind the motor, where they hook in the bracket, this one's actually greasable. So once I got it moving, I greased it. Now it moves fairly easy. Not as easy as that one does, but that one, it shouldn't be an issue. So I'm getting this cable adjusted up right, hopefully. And it wasn't stuck in gear because I took a punch and pushed the shift rail in, so I don't know if that cable being stuck was hanging this one up too, or what the deal was, but everything is free now, so get her back together and hopefully it'll shift. Kinda, maybe, hopefully. Okay, it's all hooked back up, so hopefully we can get her to shift. And this series of combine is notoriously hard shifting to begin with, but I definitely think that, well, obviously there was shit froze up, and the guy I bought it from never really, he farmed the block, he never really had to leave the home farm, so he only, if I remember right, he told me he only had it in third gear like once or twice the whole time he had it. It never left second. So it doesn't surprise me that the shift linkage is a little stiffer than normal. Shifting between second and third. Oh, wait. I can move the hydro lever all I want if I got the dump lever. If I got the dump pedal engaged, it ain't fucking moving. I got a feeling I'm going to end up replacing that first gear shift cable. It shouldn't shift that hard. Can't get it to go into first. Not that I need first anyhow, because that's granny gear. Well, it's in third. Oh, that's quite a bit faster. Quite a bit faster. looking in the book to see what the control, or how the control cables were supposed to be routed in this thing, because I didn't trust how they had the gear shift cable routed. And there's a friction disc down here for this hydro lever. I think I'm going to have to adjust that. It feels a little tight. Big question. Will it come out of third? Well, that's annoying. I have to adjust my brakes up a little bit. Shift into first gear. Wonder if that rail's slightly stuck. On that second, yep, I'm gonna have to do some adjustment on that second third cable because it's not wanting to stay in here. On the upside, it's shifting between second and third fairly easy. It just does not want to shift into first. But that cable's, I mean, I had it moving. isn't moving the greatest. So and it feels like it shifts easier if you start rolling a little bit and then hit the dump pedal and then shift it, instead of stopping with the hydro, hitting the dump pedal and trying to shift it. Which honestly, they probably would have been a lot easier shifting machines if they would have put an actual physical clutch in this thing to completely disconnect the hydro from the transmission so that the transmission would freewheel. But I don't exactly know. I haven't read into it enough to know if the dump pedal completely disengages the hydro to where the transmission will freewheel, or if it just stops flow of the oil. Well, a dump pedal, it would have to start returning it to tank. But does that release pressure off of the hydro pump, or does that just switch the flow from the pump, from the hydro motor back to the tank, and there's still pressure inside the hydro motor? I don't know. But anyhow, I think that might be it for today. And tomorrow, I guess I'll do some adjusting on that second, third shift cable so that it'll stay in second. And probably start pulling tin off of the tank so that we can get the elevator off and start assessing that situation. So, I guess that does it for this one. We'll catch you all on the next one.